Hey there, welcome to Star Wars 101. This is the show where I pick a topic and delve in deeply, and hopefully we all learn a little something. Well, Star Wars has come out and everyone is collectively losing it, so I thought we'd just jam a whole heap of Star Wars knowledge right at you. And who better to help with this than the author of 100 Things That Star Wars Fans Need to Know and Do Before They Die, Dan Casey!
Hey! Thank you so much.
Welcome to my game show.
Yeah, thank you for bringing me here. Oh, I'm so glad it was a game show because I prepared a bunch of questions. I figured you are a Star Wars expert. You are not a Padawan learner, not a Jedi Knight, but a Jedi Master. So why don't we just quiz you a little bit, see how much knowledge you have.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Now, 100 things is quite a lot to try and jam into one video, so let's do maybe 10?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Let's start off with everyone's favorite scruffy-looking nerf herder, Han Solo. Maude, what do you know about Han?
Okay, he's a smuggler. Mm-hmm. He won the Millennium Falcon off Lando during a game of Sabak.
Or Sabak if you're nasty. I'm not
Sabak.
nasty. I don't know how it's, I actually don't know how it's pronounced. That's not one of the 100 things.
I'm running out of time. And the third thing, Han Solo was born in Corellia. Oh, and he shot first.
Oh, that's a fourth bonus thing.
He
My
shot
goodness,
first.
you've activated the lightning round. That is correct. You were 100% correct about that. Here's something you didn't know. You know, Han Solo, a lot of people, Harrison Ford, he was working as a carpenter at the office where Star Wars was casting. A lot of people know that.
Yes.
But what a lot of people don't know is they auditioned a lot of people in Hollywood to play Han Solo.
Was Al Pacino one
Al
of them?
Pacino was one of them, but also Kurt Russell,
Yep.
Sylvester Stallone, Nick Nolte, and my favorite, Christopher Walken.
Oh my gosh, that would have changed everything.
Yeah, that would have been a wildly different franchise. Now imagine Walken as Indiana Jones, right? Right?
Do I win
Yeah.
anything?
Yeah, no, you win the next question.
Yes!
So the next one, let's start with everyone's favorite reluctant hero, Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker. He liked to go to the Toshi station to pick up power converters. He would, he kissed his sister.
Yep.
And he...
Nice. Nice, bro.
And he, I mean, gosh, there's so many I could think of. He was raised by Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen on Tatooine.
Yeah,
Right.
the humble adopted son of a couple of moisture farmers. That is all correct.
Now, moisture farmers, I just can't think of bad things when I hear that.
Don't look that up on Urban Dictionary, please. Luke Skywalker, one fun thing about him is actually something that belonged to him, his lightsaber.
Yeah.
That is the only piece of Star Wars to ever actually go to space. In 2007, Luke's lightsaber from Return of the Jedi was shot
green
up
one.
into space. Yes, they took it to the International Space Station for 2 weeks. They didn't take it out and play with it though, just kept it packed away, but it's kind of cool nonetheless that a lightsaber has actually been to the infinite blackness of space.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Ooh, I didn't know that.
Ooh, something to know and do before you die. Well, let's move right along to the movie that kicked it off, the movie that launched the whole shebang. A New Hope.
A New Hope. 3 things that I know about A
Yes.
New Hope. George Lucas directed it. Alec Guinness wasn't paid enough, so he got percentages in the franchise.
Yes.
And A New Hope, the Emperor wasn't in it.
There was no Palpatine in it. That is an excellent point. No Sheev Palpatine.
Oh, I know. Sheev,
Yeah,
what was that about?
It was a misspelling of Steve, then he just ran with it.
Why don't you just call Muggle something else while you're at
Yeah,
it?
you
with
know
this?
Madge.
God.
So Americans are too dumb to use the term muggles. We'll give them no Madge.
Hey, you were too dumb to use philosophers.
Heyo, it's a sorcerer. Call it what it is. Adam and Eve, not sorcerer and Steve. Or Sheev, I should have said. Anyway, so here's something about A New Hope.
Let's see if I know it or not, though.
The film producer, Gary Kurtz, did an interview the day of release, and a caller said he'd already seen the movie 4 times. Do you know what Star Wars did to movie theater policies? Do you know how it changed the way we see movies?
Can I phone a friend?
There's no phones in space. If they can appear in hologram form right now, you may.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You may only hope.
Oh, he is busy motorcycling across like Bolivia or something. Isn't that what he is, like Ewan McGregor? Doesn't he do that all the time?
All the time.
I don't know. He has stuff on Netflix.
There's a documentary.
Yeah, but you used to be able to stick around a movie theater after the show ended. You could just sit there and watch the next film. Star Wars, people would stay there all day long watching it over and over and over again. So that is largely why you can't stick around a movie theater anymore. You have to leave after the movie is done.
That's something that I've learned.
Yeah. See, the book's working already.
Okay.
But let's move on to the man, the beard, the Georgie Lucas himself, George Lucas.
3 facts about George Lucas.
Yeah.
1, he wrote Willow. Which you didn't know.
I did not know that. See, Maude teaches me something as well. 100 things about Willow I didn't know.
George Lucas created not only industrial light and sounds. Is that it?
Light and Magic.
Light and magic.
Skywalker sound.
There it is. And that. But that's just in one answer. And he should never have directed the prequels.
Correct. That last point is like so correct it's not even funny.
Yeah, thank you.
George Lucas, you're a great producer and you have some great overarching story ideas, but come on, man. Strange Magic? What was that? Do you see that movie?
No.
Don't bother.
Okay.
Anyway, so George Lucas, he was very nervous when Star Wars was first coming out.
Yep.
And so he turned to his friend Steven Spielberg, who was also making a sci-fi movie at the time,
Yep.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Now, Lucas was just dreading the release. He was really worried, so he offered Steven Spielberg 2.5% of Star Wars in exchange for 2.5% of Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Did not know that.
Yes. In the end, Star Wars made $500 million worldwide, and Spielberg made roughly $12.5 million on the deal, which, if you adjust that for inflation, $46.75 million.
Get out, that's insane.
Yeah, I know. He cleaned up. Steven Spielberg had nothing to do with Star Wars, except he was pals with George Lucas, and then made a cool $12.5 million, or $46.75 million if you adjust it to modern pricing.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm learning.
And he used that money
didn't
to
know.
make the Crystal Skull.
Get out.
Yeah. Oh, gotta go.
Yeah.
Hi, Shia. Also, Lucas, fun fact about him, he would get so stressed out while writing A New Hope that he would take scissors and just cut off chunks of his hair. At one point, his secretary, Lucy Wilson, came in. He had a whole entire wastebasket full of hair.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I think that's why he has the beard, so he can just like take that, glue it on top. It's an endless cycle.
Poor thing.
Yeah. So let's move on to everyone's favorite part of the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Ewoks.
I mean, that's very subjective.
Everyone's favorite part.
I mean, I liked the Ewoks. 3 things, okay, oh gosh, time started. 3 things that I know about the Ewoks. I mean, they're on they're nomadic.
Yes.
They're on the moon of Endor.
Yes.
And there's Wicket and Paplu.
Yes, ding, ding, and ding. That is 3 for 3.
Tell me something that I didn't know about the Ewoks.
Here's something sort of tangential to the Ewoks. Now, we know that, speaking of Willow, Warwick Davis is a little person.
Yes.
At one point, Lucas considered making the entire Star Wars movie with a cast solely consisting of little people.
Dude,
That is a
that's
fact.
why he made Willow.
Exactly.
So Willow, they're all the pecs. Well, that's actually the derogatory term that they would call them, the pecs.
Well, it's okay. We still like you guys.
Oh,
Anyone who is in Willow, looking at you, Val Kilmer.
You're all pegs.
Now, let's move on to another, one of my favorite elements of the original trilogy
Yep.
and beyond, Admiral Akbar.
3 things about Admiral Akbar.
Yes.
He initially was a general before he was an admiral. He's Mon Calamari.
Yep.
That's his race.
And his planet.
Oh, the planet is the race.
Yeah.
Like Mandalorian?
Yeah, I believe so. Mandalorian and Mandalore. But this
Mandalore.
one, I believe, is Mon Calamari and Mon Calamari.
Ha!
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Right?
And one more thing about Admiral. Oh, he made the infamous line.
That was. Is he in the room? My God.
Thank you.
You should. They should have you play him in episode 8, Akbar's Revenge.
Can you imagine?
Akbar, Rise of an Empire. I can't imagine. It's actually my fan fiction. I'm glad you brought it up. The original line, it's a trap. That was
That's
actually.
so much better than mine.
It's okay. I'm part calamari. The original line was actually, it's a trick. It's a trick. And it was changed during post-production after a test screening because they realized the trap was like such a better line than it's a trick.
I didn't know that.
He's goofing with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The little trickster.
Oh, you Imperials.
Got off my lawn.
That got off the rails.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's
Didn't know that.
fun fact about him. And for a while, he was almost a college university mascot, but they shut it down.
I didn't know that either.
So let's go on to the wisest among the people in A New Hope. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
3 facts about Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan.
Ewan McGregor played him through all 3 movies of the prequels.
Yes, the original.
And then it was
Yes.
Alec Guinness.
Yes.
But Obi-Wan was trained by Yoda and Qui-Gon Jinn.
Correct.
Sorry, that's how I remember it. Qui-Gon Jinn, that's what helps. Time's running out. Obi-Wan Kenobi, he called himself as Old Ben when he was hiding out at Tatooine for 19 years looking after Luke Skywalker. What?
Yeah. What a weird alias. Like, he's just chilling there.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. He might be talking about old Ben Kenobi.
Exactly.
Wow.
This is your father's lightsaber. It was used to kill 30 children. Anyway, so here's the thing. Originally, they wanted Japanese actor Toshiro Mifune to play the role.
I knew that.
Yes, and this is cool because Akira Kurosawa, legendary Japanese director, was very influential on Lucas. In fact, his movie, The Hidden Fortress, can be seen as a template for A New Hope in many respects.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, and Lucas actually said that if they'd gotten Mifune, he probably would have cast a black Han Solo. So there's a whole other alternate universe out there with Toshiro Mifune and Richard Pryor. That would be amazing. Han Solo.
Would watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Huh.
But Guinness, as you mentioned earlier,
Yes.
made out like a bandit, even though he looked down on the project as being sort of silly and sci-fi. He thought he was a very sort of like hoity-toity professional actor.
A thespian.
Yes, yes, he was a thespian through and through. So he got 2% of the film's net profits on the back end. That means right off the bat, from when it first came out, he made $3.3 million.
And back in that day, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of scratch.
For not being, yeah.
Yeah, for wearing robes in the desert.
It's like every time he did that, he's
Yeah,
like,
he's just like, I'm going to be
$500,000.
rich. Although he had no one had any idea while they were making it. Afterwards,
No.
though, he's like, oh hell yeah.
Cha-ching.
This is Scrooge McDuck style vault that he just dive into. And by the year 2000, it was estimated that his estate had earned more than $88 million just from A New Hope alone.
Didn't know that.
Which was more than he made from his next 40 projects combined.
He worked after that?
Oh, so much. Dude worked, he was a workhorse. He was like,
Wow.
so very high in demand. You know, he's an incredible actor. Rest in peace, Alec Guinness, you rich ghost. Let's move on to everyone's favorite blooping droid. Not you, BB-8, you adorable so-and-so. Talking about R2-D2.
3 facts about R2-D2.
Yes.
He's an astromech. Mm-hmm. He was in all 6 of the Star Wars movies so far.
Correct.
And apparently he didn't show off in the original movies that he had a jetpack, jet boosters, but he had those just lying around.
R2. What the hell, man? I'm guessing they explained it away like his data banks were damaged or something.
Yeah.
While during that, maybe they just had too much of that Tatooine
coil.
sand in his coils. Coils.
Coils and boils.
Okay, so do you know what R2-D2 stands for?
Now, I've seen a mathematical equation where if the dome on the part of R2-D2's head, like the algorithm to find out the mass or the distance of whatever that is R2-D2.
Oh, no, I think that's some geometry right there, but no, it actually stands for Second Generation Robotic Droid Series 2.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. The name, though, actually came from, reportedly, when they were making American Graffiti, a movie that Lucas directed previously.
Yes.
Walter Murch was handling sound design, and he asked for Reel 2, Dialogue Track 2.
Yes.
Lucas was in the room. He was working on Star Wars. He had dozed off, and he reportedly, according to legend, woke up, said, great name, then just fell back asleep.
I knew that. I didn't know falling asleep, though.
Yeah,
So I'll
he was a sleepy Gus. Moving on to Princess Leia, everyone's favorite cinnamon bun hair dude princess of the galaxy. Let's talk about Princess Leia.
She, her parents are Anakin and Padme. Mm-hmm. She was adopted by Bail Organa.
Yes.
And she's not a bad shot with a blaster.
No, she's actually one of the best marksmen in the entire franchise. Like, everyone else is like, well, I missed everyone.
And she took a bullet like a pro.
Yeah, no,
and
she
was like, pew!
She's a champ. Everyone else is just like a crybaby. She's like, I took a shot. She's the only named female character in the first 2 Star Wars movies, I believe.
Didn't know that. Was the next one Mon Mothma?
Yes. I believe finally she was like, and meet her. But in addition to being a rebel leader, space princess, novelist, and actress, Carrie Fisher, who plays Princess Leia, as we all know, worked as a script doctor in Hollywood behind the scenes for many years. She did punch-up work on films like Hook, Lethal Weapon 3, Outbreak, The Wedding Singer, and reportedly all 3 of the prequel movies, all 3 Star Wars prequels.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, she's a very talented lady. Carrie, thanks. Last but not least,
Yep.
the guy who has the worst relationship with his kids I've ever seen,
Ooh, yes.
Darth Vader.
Okay, all right. Darth Vader, one of the best pilots anyone had ever seen. Mm-hmm. Became a Force ghost.
He did.
And I know that he's been played by, I think, 7 different people. 7?
Yes.
Yes.
That is correct.
Great, cool.
Yeah.
Can I name them?
You
Probably
certainly
not.
may. I don't know if I can name all of them off the top of my head because there was one guy who worked at Lucasfilm who did some, when they did reshoots for the special editions.
Right.
He's like the secret 7th one.
Okay. Hayden Christensen, David Prowse, James L. Jones, Sebastian, what's his last name? Stan? Sebastian Shaw?
Shaw, I believe.
Sebastian Shaw.
Sebastian Stan is the Winter Soldier.
I get them confused a lot.
Yeah, right? They're so handsome.
Jake Lloyd.
I believe, I want to say Bob Anderson. I'm blanking a little bit at the moment. It was a stunt man who did the, he was like an excellent, he was very handy with the sword. So the more complex scenes, he would get in the suit, do that. And actually, there was a gentleman who worked at Lucasfilm who was in the special effects department. The name is in the book. I can't remember offhand. What am I, some kind of Jedi? No, he was the 7th and final Darth Vader.
Okay.
But
naming 5 isn't bad. We'll leave it at that.
naming that, you named the 5 like important ones,
Yay.
especially old Jakey boy.
Darth Vader has ended careers.
Yes.
Yay. Cool, that was my last one. But tell me something that I don't know.
Here's something you don't know. David Prowse was actually unaware of Darth Vader's fate. They didn't tell him what was going to happen, and they even gave him fake dialogue during Return of the Jedi, because he was believed to have leaked plot details about the big twist about him being Luke's father during the production of Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, get out.
So he didn't actually do that, if I'm remembering properly, but he was believed to have done so they sort of kept him in the dark, and he's been very resentful about that ever since.
Isn't David Prowse the only person that's banned from any Lucas event? He's banned from Celebration?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, because he was such a pain in the ass. And he thought that his voice would be Darth Vader.
Yeah, he thought that he was going to be Darth Vader. He was this British strongman. They wanted someone big and imposing in the suit, but they didn't tell him at the beginning that he was going to get dubbed over in post by James Earl Jones.
Please do yourself a favor and jump on YouTube and look up the original Darth Vader voice, because it's like, you're a member of the Galactic Senate. Send her away.
Find the passengers of this vessel. I want them alive.
Yeah,
And that's what he sounds like.
It does not sound nearly as imposing as James Earl Jones. He was also not told that he was going to be replaced when they took off his helmet at the end of Return
With Sebastian
because it was
Shaw.
Sebastian Shaw. But here's the thing, he did have to step in that final scene because he was the only one who could lift Palpatine over his head because he was a bodybuilder.
I didn't know
that was like his final bit of like vengeance, but kind of sucks that they kept him in the dark, and he's been like, I think on Twitter he's like at real Darth Vader or something like that.
There is tension between George Lucas
so
and him.
much, yeah. But
I
now
didn't know
Lucas
that,
is just
though.
like chilling with his billions.
Billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Not as much as what Candy Crush made, though.
Hey-oh, God, Candy Crush.
Crushed it.
Yeah, they Candy Crushed it.
Well, thank you so much. Tell me more about this book. If people do want to find out more about 100 things that Star Wars fans should know and do before they die, where can they grab it?
They can find it wherever fine books are sold. Amazon.com, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble. You can just track me down. I have some in my trunk usually, so if you see me driving around, just flag me down, but politely. Don't scare me. Yeah, wherever you want. It's available everywhere. And if you like things that aren't Star Wars, I also wrote one about the Avengers, 100 things Avengers fans should know and do before they die, and that is also available all those same places.
And guys, Christmas is coming up, so maybe it's a good idea for gifts. And now that we're done, what are you doing? Go and watch Star Wars again. Go.
In the theater. It was so good. That scene where they did the stuff, I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but it was really good.
Bye. Star Wars is the Force. The Force is Star Wars. May the Force be with you is one of the most iconic lines in any movie ever.
Today I want to talk about all the weirdest, the strangest, the most offensive, the what the fuck comic book characters that exist across all publishers.